for, right? The lack of prep that NaVi Junior can do on them and the vice versa of that. So Big Omen Academy probably going to be a little bit prepared. Let's see. Fast T-side start for the Na'Vi side. They're already running amok on A with that top con smoke. FURIA pushed all the way up towards the jungle. Lots of room to be taken. And with an open bomb plant, this is important real estate. Retake's now on here for the big side, and they've got to go through CT.
Yeah, it's a pretty tall task, but luckily enough, it is a very big Omen Academy, am I right? So, let's see what they can do. Out through CT, and Prime taps with a little double. All right. mouz coming in with a bit of a return, and there's 2 out of FURIA. mouz just tearing through them, but the defuse is stuck. Ah! Big Omen Academy, they get the round.
Wow, that's yoinked right there. Beautiful stuff. What a way to kick off our first map of Mirage here. I think, you know, probably a common map in this tournament. I'd imagine it's a pretty safe haven for most teams. Rarely going to be disappearing in the first 3 bans that one roster does get. And so in we go. Pistol round locked in. NaVi Junior going to be force buying what they can.
NaVi is in Org very, very interesting, man. As mentioned, CIS really running into the fire. Now, you know, if you've ever played Valorant, you'll know the iconic voice line, stay out of the fire, yeah? Super high-level tactic. Well, that there is one that FURIA could stand to learn from.
Wow, some great advice,
yeah,
Harry.
Man, that was a little tie-in, right?
Yeah, you're going a long way there. 3-on-3. And I actually really like the spy for the Na'Vi side as well, right? They get 2 AKs, they drop them over, that gets Deagle armor. It's a really, really nice buy. We know the CIS teams love a force, love to, you know, so many messes have been created by CIS rosters and their economical investments. And so Na'Vi Junior, obviously no sleepers in that regard. This is going to be a B take. Up catwalk they go, no information. No one has any warning. And so it's going to come down to that one man in the B bomb site, Aqua, jumping and spotting. Did he see them up cat? He doesn't seem to know. They're so close. And he gets caught out staring B apps. On care with the entry, and the bomb can be planted.
Yeah, bomb now down, and Big Omen Academy, they might just elect to save here. It's a bit of a grisly call to have to make, but you're not really left with any other options. So NaVi Junior have stolen that round away. And going back to the conversation I was having, right? So NaVi, one of the first to like hop on the Academy train with the NaVi Junior squad. They've even taken it one step further. They've got an age group beneath NaVi Junior, is my understanding. They've got like an even younger team, or at least they did. So these guys are really like taking it to all levels. It's like if you're, you know, 8 and up, there's probably some form of Na'Vi, some big, you know, Na'Vi school. Doesn't have anything on the size of the Big Omen Academy though.
No, that is huge. Yeah. That is large. Talking of Na'Vi though, we got a bit of a team speak.
Или отдашь молик нижний в коннектор?
Я пику мидл, ноги.
Под флеш?
Пройди на стул, Родион. Может по парику вместе пойдем? Ты под кон, а я на парик.
Давай пробуем, пацаны. Там настольный ган, они по флешке будут пикать аккуратно.
Хорошо, я забил и буду доджить.
Я дам флеш за ящик.
Дал флеш стерик. Дал флеш вверх.
Окей, не играй.
Да. Карту.
Чил, да. Я иду под кон.
Ладно. Не пушай, в корах топнул, скажу.
Окно не вижу, я дал внешний.
Обновляю окно и пойду ладру.
Поддай ничего не
нужно дабл флеш будет.
Будет.
Подвал нету.
Он в окне что-то топал. Подвал не было?
Не было.
Я дал одно пре.
Подожди.
Еще одна есть.
Зик один, хорош.
Хорош.
И нужна флеш.
Он смог рассеиваться, пошла флеш ладер.
Подожди, ран. Дай 2.
Дым яма дали.
Окно справа.
Дым бэдам дали.
Окно справа.
А красный в ладере.
Он
дым
выкатил
бэдам
смог.
дали. И дым яму дали.
Осторожно, сейчас мид агрессия. Походу.
Можете мне одного оставить.
Я в доме глубоко жду вас. Вы куда хотите пойти?
Серый, у тебя есть флешки? У тебя маг?
Есть, у меня маг, смог флеш.
Пойдем вместе под Б сейчас.
У него 10 хп на Б должен. На кирпичах и окно, пацаны. И флешку
я жду.
Они ищи, Сун, ищи.
Ты дам молик тачку.
Дать кухню,
я выхожу.
Давай кухню Дэми, иди к нам быстро. Они мид фокус сделали. Зик, осторожно.
Дефолт.
Зик и дефолт. Дефолт Зик.
Дефолт и Зик.
Дефолт. Молик дал дефолт.
Зик красный.
Дефолт убил.
Зик красный.
Не спеши, бэксайд будет чел.
Он красный
Зик слева.
Да, блять. Я
убил.
Я калаш.
Можем одной делать.
Я хочу взять калаш и от него срать. И можете эко сделать.
Эко делаем или... Ну давай, возьми один калаш.
Mate, Glaive just glazed them to the wall, Harry. Those are some spiffing shots of the AK. I actually find it interesting how many English calls and English words do get used. Obviously, you know, Counter-Strike, when you are pugging, you're going to be coming in English most of the time. So, yeah, we're seeing even, you know, Flash Ladder, I heard. Flash Ladder,
I heard that. Oh my god!
Which, you know what's funny? Because, you know, when you talk about NaVi, and I'm talking the main team here, they actually have, or in the past, they did have a very unique style of calling.
Numbered calling,
yeah,
right?
It was a Zeus thing. I don't know if it stayed throughout Boomich, but I know
I heard it was like a thing even within just like the broader CIS region, right? Like pulling from NaVi, the fact that they've done it.
NaVi, you know, of old used to do that, and they used to call a number-based position. It wasn't comms like, oh, he's in connector. It was like, well, it was a number instead, and they numbered every spot on the map. And I think that was kind of a cool idea, a cool concept. Obviously, NaVi Jr. not using that, but maybe something for the future, maybe some advice. Lovely little boost there from Oncare, and he grabs a freebie. Some of these rounds come so close, man. I mean, the pistol was the best example of that, but last round as well, a late B attempt. And now 5-on-4. World's your oyster. If you're NaVi Jr., you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, they're going to stack up over here towards B. Slow on the approach, maybe because they're in awe at the sheer size of this open academy. Glaive, back of the site, locks it in.
You're a joker, man. You're a joker.
Sinks on the receiving end of that, and Oncare's cut down as well. Fear, while he's good for one, there is still a man in the site. Aqua. Oh, it flows like water on this sky, wide on this swing. Pogalov is going to get the better of him. Love that name, but there's Prime Taps doing exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, I love these rotates as well. Really fast rotates from the big side. They realize that B play is coming in. We've already got an immediate fast flank, and so once the time you get into that 1v1, it may not seem important, but just the fact that Prime Taps has set himself up to come through the Apps flank is enough to, you know, completely catch off guard that last NaVi player. No info. And a nice attempt. Also seeing more anchoring out of Glaive. As said in that interview, we've got very set roles here for the big side, and so that's something to keep an eye on, even if they may have far less experience than that of NaVi Jr. I don't think experience holds as much weight on a map like Mirage, right? In terms of everyone knowing what's going on here. There's no question about it. If you're a young up-and-comer, if you're a pugger, you've played Mirage probably more times than you need. Enough for a lifetime. So mid default here in this round, the smoke comes in and Fear will leave under. Where is the gamble for Big Omen Academy? Two players moving back into CT spawn, trying to stack up on this A bomb site. Could be either one for NaVi. They've still left the bomb up top mid and have two players defaulting as the mid is taken. And Ladder even cleared out as well. Glaive needs to be careful swapping weapons, and they're going to catch him on the corner. Monzi with that opening kill. And now NaVi again looking to convert another 5-on-4. They were unable to do so in the last round.
Yeah, Aqua's playing around this smoke over towards B, and he's actually peeking ahead of it. As it stands right now, if this was going to try to come back into a B play, which I don't think it is, right? Judging on how this is set up, those guys that were on Cat have now dropped down into middle and are coming up connector. So I'm not even going to hypothesize, like, oh, if it was B, it's not, it's A. Here comes the push. Lapex letting them up con. There's a double underhold. Prime Taps here as well, but they spam him out. They check for a double under setup. Aqua, the guy who pushed all the way through the apartments, finally on this flank and is arriving. But the rest of his team have fallen and have been kicked to the curb. So he's really a little bit miffed as to how to pick up the pieces in this 1v5.
Yeah, Cynics, those checks are massive. He gets one. You think there's so many players who just carry on, look for a new spot, try and clear new corners. No, he goes back to it and he double clears under. That'll turn big into Cynics after this round. 3-2 now. The Famas will be saved unless... No, knife out should be good. Easy peasy for Aqua, and he even gets an upgrade with that. No round one, though, just a gun to be saved, and NaVi on the board early. We've seen these 4 spies back and forth, right? And so, could go either which way. Money yet to be built up for the big side, so they're just going to put in what they can.
Now, was I just suffering with heat stroke, or did we just quickly glimpse into the past for a moment?
A bit of both.
Yeah, okay, good. That's fine.
NaVi expecting a slow burn here, maybe not super strong out of the gate. And I say that, you know, the pistol round really should have been theirs. They had all the right to win that round. It was just a stick in the smoke. Ooh, little push up on the ramp. Is there a flash? Yes, there it is. Great flash. Both T's blinded. NaVi would definitely want someone playing anti there. A bit of cover, perhaps. Instead, the bomb, 2 guns, and the round thrown into disarray.
Yeah, they're also aware of this con split, man. Like, NaVi Jr. have done this time and time again on the A plays, is send a group up through connector to try and provide this third prong to this split. Onkera is going to get the opener. Right, Lapex on the receiving end of that, but it's Glaive that's concerning me, right? He's sat here and he's just been waiting patiently, never peeking, never giving up his aim of the game. So he could still cut down this con push. They've boosted a player up into window, doing it silently. However, Aqua is already on that angle. And so any attempt to save this round, it's getting uglier by the second. And we're left on to Fear all alone. He's feeling the fear right now. And there's the big Omen Academy picking that round up.
Yeah, they really should not have won that round. That was, you know, a CT $1,400 force. That was body armor deagles, for crying out loud. And the flash play on ramp really undoes the entire thing. You lose the bomb, you arm your opponents, you're 3 on 5 down. NaVi were digging in the dirt from the opening of that round. So would have been nice to see Pogolov. I don't know how I'm going to pronounce that without butchering it.
Pogolov.
Him
Just
playing...
say Pog.
Yeah.
You know, like the popular Twitch chat emote.
Yeah.
Pog.
Or
Love.
The new game show.
Pog or Love.
So, yeah, if he was anti-flash, I would have gone a lot better for NaVi Jr. Oh, under Aqua, hunting, hungry, and he's got a double, easily grabbed, but can he escape? They're out top mid, they got rifles looking his way, the flash is good, and Aqua gets out. Lapex dies for the cause in window, but he was trying to provide cover. In fact, both of them will. mouz with the kills, Glaive trying to trade, he moves up on middle, and he catches the double. What a spray transfer from Glaive. mouz cannot escape, and Pog or Love, that is the question, what's the answer?
Yeah, what will it be? Get your predictions in now. Is it Pog or is it Love in this round for the one remaining player on NaVi Jr.? The bomb, it's actually held right now by this Prime Taps all the way back in T-Sport.
That's a spray, it's not allowed. It's called Prime Taps, Harry.
Wait, hang on a minute. Did they base an agent in CS off of this guy,
Dude,
or what?
He looks so familiar.
No, dude, Prime Taps has actually been very, very impressive, right? Like,
sure.
Maui highlighted keeping an eye on him over towards connector, seeing what he's able to get away with. Thus far, I'm noticing a lot of headshots out of the guy. You know, Hugo, I'm all about dealing in the currency that is headshot percentage.
That's true.
And so I like what I see, right? When you name yourself Prime Taps, if you were coming into this, like, as a Sanji of the team, buying SMGs, I'd be like, change your name.
Probably, yeah.
But he's really living up to the hype he's set right now.
Absolutely. Seeing some nice start out of Big Omen Academy. And you know, I really wasn't expecting that. With a lot of these teams, we have more of a basis to go, okay, this is what we know they can do. These are the peaks they've reached. This is, you know, what they've been doing recently. For a team like Big Omen Academy, that info is far more limited. So already looking really good out of the gate, 5-2 up. NaVi Jr. just trying to figure out what they want to do with this eco. And maybe the gun round that follows. But yeah, definitely some eyes for the future in this map alone.
Yeah, this is just like, you know, little bare bones eco. You're not really expecting to get much done here. They've sent mouz with his deagle into the apartments, and with Lapex waiting close on this MP9, man, if you go around this corner, you're in for a bad time. Ooh, but for who? But for who, says mouz. He acts out the call an ambulance, but not for me meme before our very eyes. He's absolutely wrecked that first man, but there's the response. Glaive, oh, he's been living up to the hype on this short defense, and the bomb plant is stripped away from NaVi Jr. as well. It might have started strong with the opening 1D, and past that, it all falls apart.
Yeah, just throwing their toys out the pram at that point. That's an annoying round to lose. Getting that opening kill, and then it all just goes nowhere. Would have loved the extra money as well for a rifle round here, get that all in potentially sooner rather than later. I think that's one thing that many people are waiting for. A lot of hype around NaVi Jr., around mouz and uncare especially. So, yeah, right now not living up to much, but it is very early days. 6-2, getting warm. Back to the A site, full rifles here. Do finally have a CT AWP and Lapex as well. It's been playing in the window. Full smokes, 3 of them landing inside of this bomb site. Prime.Taps is underneath the balcony. They're going to clear it for sure, and it's his headshot accuracy once again that comes in big. Traded by Fear, but now NaVi are in the site.
Yeah, there is still this player up close. Oh, Nick dead. mouz finds him, and now you're a man down. Trying to come to terms with whether or not this is a retake you want to attempt. And with that kill on Aqua, now you're interested. Oh, he's jumping over the smoke, and he's nabbing information on the jump. He learns about mouz and spams him out. This can't be another retake in a man-down scenario. Pogolov and Six are dead. And Aqua, how? He's going to grab the defuse. He's stolen away round number 7.
Aqua?
Big Omen Academy. What a retake. What a round out of Aqua. 4 in it. And this guy, oh, that's juicy. That's going to make you start to really hate life if you're NaVi Jr., man. That's a few of these A retakes now where they're sat pretty, man advantage. You had the stick in the pistol round. This one was a 3-on-4 retake. Like,
it also feels like NaVi are getting ahead of themselves a lot in that round. Like in that 2v2, Balk, you have to run out. Pogolov had to make that play. He had to provide some cover for I think it was Cynics in the site rather.
Yeah,
Who'd been spotted, already got a kill. So that play's fine. But in the 4-on-3, you know, the first 2 kills for Aqua, he's getting fed. Fear's pushing out Sandwich. That's a great position to cover the cross. Yes, he's smoked, but, you know, I guess the lack of info on the gap is what undoes it for NaVi. I don't think they can see just as much as Aqua.
It's just a bit weird that, like, they repeat the same mistake twice, right? Like, the first guy dying, I can forgive. I can go, look, you didn't know about the gap in the smoke, but then when you've learned about the gap in the smoke, you go back to the gap in the smoke. That's where it's like,
especially for the ramp player, like Bomb's reverse default, so he should be the round winner anyway. Like, it's not even really for the Palace. The Palace player has to swing to stop the defuse. So really, if you're ramp, you're the guy winning the round in that one. So almost, but almost won't cut it. Not even in this league. Pressure's on, and Big is stepping up to the plate. Lapex even moving up middle. Oh my goodness. AWP trying to get involved, trying to get stuck in, and it's a bullet to the face instead. How about that? Glaive does have an AWP of his own in the market. Honestly, I've really liked him on the rifles, but let's see if there's more to show. And with the main AWP already gone. Oh. 2 entries. All right, NaVi, they've had their rounds. They've had their 5-on-4s that they can't convert. This has to be a winner. 5-on-3. Big Omen Academy might even just gamble, right? That would be a decent call in a position like this. Move your numbers to 1 bomb site, play it together. If they come your way, you win. If they don't, you save. Right now, split up like this, you are dependent on someone to get 2, if not 3 kills on their hold. Easier said than done.
Yeah, you're already getting a bit of a glimpse of the gamble now, right? As Prime.Taps leaves middle, leaning towards B. And I think that makes sense with where Nick's set up over towards this A bomb site, right? For him to leave and try gamble, you know, it's a bit of a far gone journey. And his position's good for getting A info now. With Glaive dead immediately, Prime.Taps is effectively in a 1-on-5, and Uncare 'Care is going to keep it in the advantage of NaVi Jr. So Nick's never given a chance to play into this round. NaVi up onto 3. And you're dead on, right? This should have been theirs all day long. Really, it was kind of their round to lose when you get into that 5-on-3. And they've lost a good few of them. So it's nice that they are able to get this one over the line in the fashion that you would expect, right? You lose one player, that's really the extent of the damage done after that initial 5-on-3 advantage. So, yeah, great stuff. A good return to form from NaVi. They need to keep it going, though, right?
Yes.
Can't just be a one and done and then, you know, back to getting wrecked, even man down in these retakes. You need to keep it up.
Yeah, especially when knowing, you know, one more rifle round win here would completely bottom out the big economy as well. So NaVi have been putting in the work, they've been chipping away, they've been doing damage, but now they can capitalize. Now they can really start to take the lead away. Full buy, as said, all the money gone for big. So they've got to make it worth their while. AWP is here. Couldn't wait to get involved last round, right? Tried to take up top middle. I like the chair jump, it's valiant, but NaVi did not allow it.
Well,
got mouz on the AWP as well.
And Hugo, something you just mentioned there is, you know, how the money's like teetering on being broken. If you end up losing this, suddenly NaVi Jr. can close the gap and really look to capitalize, right? And then they're right back into this game. It's the old saying, you know, the bigger the Omen Academy, the harder they fall.
But you do it with the main team, and now doing it with the Academy as well. No one's safe, Harry. No one's free. Not even the biggest of the academies. mouz patient towards Connector. Meanwhile, Apex is taking his AWP up towards the B apartments, looking for early info. Nothing to be gained there. NaVi have shown a lot of mid takes in this T side already, and Big have been fine to give that away. Sometimes flashing in peaks from back in CT spawn, mostly giving it up and gambling bomb sites. Leaning heavy on A this time around. They have, of course, got Aqua holding the window from CT, so he's not letting them wrap him right now, but that means jungle can get taken, and NaVi Jr. are not being slouches about that either. They've moved into ladder. They've got a lot of mid info, a lot of window info, and so now they've got to pick a site. Now they've got to guess where the numbers lie here for Big. Glaive's not going back up there, mate.
Yeah, he's refusing to give you that fight again, but he is jump peeking the stairs and top con to get an idea of if they're trying to take another one of these con wraps, which, as we can see, is the decision made by NaVi Jr. Prime taps, flashed out into the open. Oh, Aqua! Not good timing on the nade pull. But it's fine, he's still alive, still able, oh, well, dead actually in the water as it turns out. They don't check for Nick under balcony, and oh, now the CT rotations are in. Glaive, it comes to matter a hell of a lot that he's still alive in the end. He watches his teammates back, doesn't allow that cross to come in, and now it's all on to Uncare in this 1-on-3.
Yeah, no time for it. It's an instant save. Big get away with the round. They steal it again, but that was a very heavy A setup, right? They had the numbers in the right place. Good to see Glaive. You know, he got a second chance at life for sure there, but he doesn't waste it, right? He falls back in CT, plays very safe. He's throwing util up on A. He's setting his team up. And even though Prime Taps gets fully cleared, you know, Nick under balcony is able to get a kill, and it all just starts to follow up. Good crossfires. Bomb dropped. Time eluding NaVi, and another round picked up by Big. Man, they're running away with this game. Can they get it again?
No, it is starting to get a little bit concerning. Starting to make me a little bit worried. NaVi Jr. just back to one of these slow mid defaults. Honestly, right, outside of, you know, throwing a bit of variance in with like a fast B play, we haven't seen much out of taking mid control and using it to work Connector. You know, they've been throwing this top con smoke. I would love to sometimes see them throw that in and then dedicate up the catwalk into a B split instead, right? Because a lot of the time, whenever Big Omen Academy have seen these A smokes go down, the one at top con to get you some control, they just kind of stack the majority of players over towards A, and that's why we're seeing so many of these rounds come down to either failed post plants or, you know, never even getting the bomb into the site to begin with.
So Oncare's the round winner here. They're going to try and get an open plant for sure, and he's up on ladder to maybe close that out. We'll see if the open plant's allowed. It's going to come down to how many CTs are here and what fight they're putting up. A lot of bodies for Big, and the trades are already in. Nick cleared from the balcony side. There's still an AWP trying to get into the action, and he's pushed up towards triple. Prime Tap's here as well on the balcony. There's the bomb dropped, and Prime Tap's on stairs, rather, has been seen. They're waiting for the flank. Oncare in the back line. He's got the back stab. Only the AWP now, and it's trapped between a rock and two more hard places. There is nowhere to go. He's got to fight his way out.
Oh, good flash. That's Fear setting up Oncare for that flank. And it proves to be huge, man. It was meant to be, as you say, a post plant for him, but it never gets that far. He kills the 2B rotators coming down short, and then is to embark on this journey into the A bomb site. But really, like, he's the hero of that round in every single way. Great stuff from him to be so decisive in that decision, right? Like, doesn't hang around, doesn't say, all right, boys, like, I got the short kills. I'll you know, wait to catch more players in jungle. I'll slow it down. We can plant around me. He's like, no. I'm going to recognize the kind of freedom that these kills have given me and the space they've given, and I'm going to use that to secure the round for my team. Now it's broken the money of Big Omen Academy. So NaVi Jr. can still recover this half yet.
Yeah, a stack, but flashes are good. They're going to clear their corners. One man gets into the palace with a gun. That's something to worry about. Uh-oh. More spots to clear, and those two mid players that were there earlier already, like, lambs to the slaughter, rotating to their death. Glaved back in CT, trying to move in. Can't stop the plant in time, but maybe could get a shot off here. There's one. Glaive, they line up, and he's got a double as well. Oh my goodness. Glaive closes it all out on his own, and Big Omen Academy pick up another. That was not supposed to be their round, Harry. That was pistols.
Mate, that's like half of their rounds. Half of their rounds weren't meant to be theirs, and yet they make it happen anyway. Even delaying the defuse, making sure that Lapex has got his AWP upgrade, and a huge round out of Glaive, who has been a very impressive character thus far, right? Over towards B, when we've had him playing short, he has been instrumental at doming players crossing out of the apartments. That round there, he's in A from the get-go with that stack, and he's completely discounted for. You know, NaVi, as mentioned, they've seen him over towards the B site constantly. I think once they get all those kills, they go, yeah, man, he's probably rotating in, probably... you know, a little further away than they were ready for.
Sick round, yeah. Definitely the standout guy right now for the big side. But we've seen highlights from multiple players here. NaVi, they just love A, man. They just don't know when to quit. Monzi back with the AWP and look for an opener. I like the contact play, but with no kills getting given up, he doesn't want a full face ticket. There could be an AWP there, so he'll dodge death. Instead, retaking middle, smoke in the window. Still have that con info from 1AWP, but it will back up and go a little bit more safe. Welcoming NaVi into middle. They run boost out, and it's theirs. As it has been really all half. Big have had no problem conceding middle and winning in the bomb sites. Glaved might need to do the same again today.
Yeah, does he have it in him? He's given us some great rounds in this game so far. And this one would make all the difference for Big Omen Academy between a very decisive first half or one where maybe there's still room to recover. Big responsibility in Glave's hands. And he's smoked off on short now. So really the input he's able to have on the round might be a little more limited. I wonder if he just called for a flash. He's turning back to the players in the site. And there are flashes here. There's some trickery he could look to get up to. He's playing in the smoke as well. So I reckon he's trying to take a peek here on the fade. And yeah, he is. Yeah. But it's to the advantage of NaVi Jr.
Or back in CT. Oh, he misses the cross there. Can't stop the bomb part today. It's going to be on triple. Oh, it's Aqua instead. Up on the short side as well. Cynic's dropped off after that kill. There was no more cover. This round is up in the air. There's only seconds left. They can't plant. There's too much in the way. There's too many players here. And that's it. That's the round done. Oh my goodness. No cover on short. They'd already killed the short player, they said, but there was a triple B. Prime Taps was boosted inside of the bomb site. That gave Aqua the room to move up, take the spot that Glaive lost. Dear, oh dear.
Yeah, mate, considering that, like, NaVi Jr. are coming into this as the more tenured squad, the one with a lot of names that are familiar to fans of the CS scene, right? You know, like, all these promising young faces. Yeah. And then, like, the big Omen Academy, meanwhile, as we learned, you know, these guys have, what, 12 days of practice?
Yep.
No officials logged. NaVi should have come into this as heavy favorites. They even had the choice of where this ended up, and they picked into this, so...
Yeah,
I'm getting just a lot of like head scratching, really. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of overjoyed with what we're getting out of Big Omen Academy, but NaVi Jr. have fallen flat so far. Oh. Is the B rush the answer to close out this first half? It looks like it could be. They've overrun the site, they've upgraded these guns. And so for Nick and Prime Taps, a 2v4 is what they're asked to try and embark upon now.
Yeah, it felt like NaVi really were just doubling down on A every round. Finally going for a faster B approach has worked wonders, and the AWP is there to close. Nick can't hit his shot, Prime Taps will have to, and so let's see if he can put up what we expect. Nick with one off the AWP is at least in the herd. That's a kill. Prime Taps, does he clear the corner? They're both there. Oh, there's a second. He's not ready for the last man. And so NaVi clinch around. They steal it right at the very end. 5 in the T side. It's not pretty, but it will do.
Yeah, you know, it's not what they wanted. And I think they would admit that as well, right? There's probably some rounds in there that you're trying to forget about if you're NaVi Jr., where occasionally things just kind of slip through the net that really shouldn't have.
Yeah, you know what's really cool as well? We've got Tugux, you know, coaching over here. So that's really awesome. For the big side, that is.
Yeah, that's something I'm noticing, right, is that, like, a lot of the coaches are, like, these kind of more seasoned players, and that makes a lot of sense, right? You want to have some veteran at the helm to try and steer the ship in a promising direction.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's due to maybe some recommendation of Xantaras even, you know? Like, obviously, fairly familiar guys, are they? So that's really, really cool. But, yeah, big Omen Academy definitely looking like the stronger team right now, individually and game plan wise.
Well, that's the scariest part, right? Is I was hoping, like, even if Big Omen Academy came into this and looked the way they do right now, was like, at least this would make a strong case for the faces in NaVi Jr. that we have been so used to hearing about, right? And really, we haven't really got that so far. We haven't really had the big 30 bombs I promised out of Monty. We haven't had, you know, on Care having like these. He had that 4K round from short, but other than that, even his impact being pretty limited.
Yeah, glimmers of hope, glimmers of something good there for NaVi Jr. But you know, that's at least there's more room for improvement.
It just felt like once those first few rounds got a bit weird and, like, you know, kind of derailed the flow of the game right away. Right, like, think about how the pistol went. Oh, hang on a moment. Well, we don't even have to hypothesize how it's affected them. Let's listen in to NaVi Jr.
Смог
Я
внешний.
не слышал.
Один, я ему не вышли.
Дали дым хлопу.
Я ему не вышли.
Не слышу. Пацаны, хлопа, что? Блять, бедом, что на топа подвалить?
Это я тупо. Зик, можешь пройти?
Нет. Они там дали скамью, да?
Они не двигаются,
Да-да-да.
нет? Скамью дали?
Да, да.
Вы дипджангов дали, нет?
Нет.
Зик прошел, спешки ебнул меня, Зик идет дальше.
Ковры убил?
Ковры.
Ковры один,
Один
хорош.
Зик.
Я пикну сейчас тикета, я ему
Я смотрю
отпустил.
хлопу проход.
Я на бенче.
Должны понимать, что мы теряемся чел в сэндвиче.
Звук.
Серия, уйди в КТ, перестройся, мы с Жакой
Сейчас
будем
беру.
вместе играть сейчас.
Зик не видел.
Жак, ближе к тебе иду, в паре играем.
Отошел КТ.
Я окно
Я
проверял,
шесть
но не вижу.
Я симпла под Б.
Я ближе Б.
Мидл не вижу, мидл не вижу.
2-2 на приемку, гоу, я в кичен.
Я симпла.
Взял под Б, типа. На проход взял первый.
Я на калитку пропаду.
Давай.
Флеш пода.
У меня флеш.
Ковры, 2 ковры упало. Я
Флешку на тобой могу дать.
Давай.
Либо на ретейк
Давай,
закидать.
давай,
Пойдем,
на
крысы,
тобой.
осторожно.
Даю.
Шот, попробуй
Летит?
пошли.
Окей.
Хуёвая, бля. Не пикай,
Упал.
я первый
Чил,
тыкаю.
чил, чил.
Возможно,
Я
флеш
здесь.
есть еще.
Пойдем
Пошли
подберемся.
где-то в район ямы.
Смотрю ковры,
Я
смотрю
пикаю,
ковры. У меня киты есть, пацаны.
Пикаю.
Надо
90
искать.
ниже.
Жака будет дефить, если что.
Между ниже.
90 пока смотрю.
Ладра нету. Я джангу.
Хелпа красный.
Люрк,
Упал, да.
осторожно, если что.
Сейчас запрыгну.
Надо бить хелпу, брат.
Красный хелпа.
Сэндвич не
Я
За
видно.
дефолтом, за дефолтом!
За дефолтом один.
Кон.
Хелпа меня пик.
Кон хелпа. Убил хелпу.
За дефолтом жив.
За дефолтом.
Вон.
Nice shot.
Раскал.
Сереж, дашь скаут?
Да.
Я возьму дигл.
Well, so we just got to listen into that pistol round played out from the perspective of NaVi Jr. Very, very cool for the organizations to have given us the approval for this, right? I do love that. It's really, really nice to see, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm some, Russian-speaking aficionado and I'm able to break down what just went on there. But I think there's even a lot you can learn just from hearing what the comms are like in terms of how clear they are, who's doing the majority of the talking. What kind of frame of mind are they in? Are you hearing anyone who maybe sounds a bit more prone to tilting?
Yeah.
These are all interesting things, insights that we don't even get, of top teams too reliably. But normally all the comm videos are released by the organizations in question.
Sure. Yeah, and, let's compare those two pistol rounds while this force goes on, because they were very similar, the first one and that one there with, the retake coming on A, fully through CT for NaVi. When Big were doing that, I remember PrimeTap's got 2 real quick kills. They got on the bomb. NaVi gets all the frags, but then the defuse comes in. Well, nothing even similar for NaVi. They couldn't even get into the bomb site. So a lot of credit couldn't get any kills once they were out from CT. Big, playing real passive, playing that bomb. They had jungle, con, and default. They had really nice post plants. They never gave NaVi a way back into that round. So, yeah, that's by Big's doing. And, on the flip side, it was NaVi who have been far too aggressive in post plants in some of these gun rounds on the T side. So, something to keep in mind as we go into this force buy. 38 seconds. So, Big is setting up to explode on this A site. And we're going to need a hero from NaVi.
Okay, there's the opener for PrimeTaps. Pogalov dead after 1 as well. And so now it's set up for another one of these retakes. There is a face in CT, and PrimeTaps is going to be on the receiving end of a 5-7 this time around. Now NaVi Jr. are enticed back in. The promise of that kill, evening the odds, has made this feel like a doable round. But is that going to be the case? mouz and Cynics walking in together. The timing a little off for Lapex. He's caught out. Glaive trying to make a round-saving play. And hell, man, this is what the guy's been good at. That 1 kill is enough to deter NaVi Jr. from attempting this retake. mouz getting pressured.
No.
And he will lose that scout before all is said and done.
Aqua, you animal, you beast. What was that? The movement king, just dodging death so many times over from the scout and hunting that final kill. So, yeah, just taking guns away here. There was only a force buy. Oh, we got the big Omen Academy coach on the line. Tugger's just chilling, making sure everyone's good. Same side for NaVi as well, hyping up the team. This is awesome, man. This is awesome.
They went and put the coaches in the game. You know anyone else doing that? You know anyone else doing that,
just
man?
WePlay, man. Just WePlay. That's really cool.
Stop it, WePlay. You're spoiling us.
All on day 1 as well.
I know. They've got even cooler stuff as well.
You gotta keep it up.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
they don't even warm us up with like a bit of foreplay first.
No,
it's just straight to the gold.
This round should be easy peasy. It should be 13-5, right? NaVi Jr., they don't have a lot in, just pistols. And also they've been rotated all the way to the wrong site. They lose A, so start to shuffle these CT defenses, and I think a bit of doubt is coming in the mind of Onkare. He's moving back to B as things go very quiet. And I think actually, despite this reset from Big, they will be looking to end back in the A site with 2 players holding Ramp and Palace respectively. It's likely just a late mid-take into Connector and splitting A. Even going quiet for 20-30 seconds like this does a whole lot to the minds of NaVi. It makes them doubt themselves. It makes them shift positions. And there you go. There's a free kill there. Now you can just commit.
Yeah, something that is like a little, rather, I'm going to put it in a way that's like to the credit of Big Omen Academy here. Considering how little time they had to actually get prepared and, get all on the same page. 12 days, not very long. In esports might feel like an eternity, but 12 days is not that long to build the team up. It's very impressive how everyone does look like well drilled on the protocols and what's happening. Like they kind of look like more of a team than NaVi Jr. And considering, you know, NaVi Junior are the ones that have been around the longest out of the two, that's pretty impressive from the Big Omen Academy.
Yeah, no, they have actually looked. It's super sick. I was about to say the best in this tournament so far, which is a funny statement.
Yeah, right.
We were on that too, but like, you know, there were definitely holes for the young ninjas. But right here, yeah, this is a super dominant game.
Even that decision there that you just drew attention to, right? Like, you're in a 5-on-3, you're up against pistols. I think you would have seen, you know, like NaVi Junior in that situation. Man, I could tell you what they would have done, which is just kind of go frag out. You know, yeah, we're not going to lose this round, boys. And then, well. We kind of know what happened in that first half. They did lose a lot of rounds like that.
All right, first gun round in the second half. Let's see what Big are bringing to the table. They know winning this right now would put you as close to GG as anything ever would, right? We saw Young Ninjas 14-5 up, managed to balls that all the way to a 30-rounder. So Big Omen Academy don't want to do the same. And so winning this gun round would be a prerequisite to closing quickly. Moving back into what was a default and now an A set piece. Smokes being lined up. Lapex, in-game leader, Orpa, and CT Smoker in this round. Harvey go for info with a flashbang. Well-timed smoke from Pogolov. That will keep Big back for a little bit.
Yeah, but they're just waiting. With so much time still at their disposal, you know, they're just going to wait for the smokes to fade. Here comes the T-side onslaught utility. This is just a standard A-side take, right? We've seen these. We know what's happening. You got the smoke at jungle and stairs and CT smoke as well. It looks like maybe there's a tiny gap on the right-hand side of that jungle smoke that could be exploited. And there's also a gap on the CT smoke. That's a little gnarly because it's denied the bomb plant for Big Omen Academy. And it lets the round get mopped up nice and clean by NaVi Junior.
Yeah, no deaths once that, you know, first kill came in as well. Pogolov does a really good job. He gets a 1-for-1, but he also dinks Glaive. So, you know, he does 190 damage for his own life. And then that sets NaVi up for the win. As you say, gaps in the smoke, blinded was on care as he spammed out the planter. And then even Fear having a gap in his CT1. I mean, yeah, those are little problems that Big, you know, definitely need to go back and work out, make sure their lineups are all good. You know, if they weren't blocked by NaVi, but not the end of the world. And wow, instantly in with a strong start into the next round. Lapex boosted on ramp for the kill. Monzi, this is his frag, you'd think, but Prime Taps is patient and his headshot percentage continues to grow.
Yeah, I would love to know what it is. If we could get that looked into,
maybe.
I would love to know what he's sitting at right now. Pogolov gives him a taste of his own medicine. However, you know, the pharmacy's almost empty if you still want to keep running with that metaphor. There's not a lot more medicine to get dished out in this round by NaVi Junior. They're stacked up towards A, and Big Omen Academy, the absolute unit of Omen Academies, are walking into this B bomb site for free.
Yeah, and there's nothing NaVi can do about it but save their guns. Once that penny drops, once the bomb's planted, you are running for the hills. And so, yeah, nice strong start from Lapex as well, just getting that AWP pick on ramp, sends his team right back into the other side of the map, a side that NaVi haven't even really needed to defend in this half yet. So, seen a lot of A plays in this game, a lot. And so, caught by surprise, NaVi just looking to get away with guns. 14-6, the beginning of the end, perhaps, getting us back on schedule even. Although maybe we said that last map and that really longed out. There's still always hope for NaVi. They've just got to show us why.
Oh, yeah, there's that replay of the opener found in the round. You know, that was It was great for Big Omen Academy because they run that boost, and the beautiful thing about it was like the whole round was almost designed around, well, if they get that kill, we know there's going to be some pressure applied elsewhere, right? And so you kind of, you know, in that situation, you give NaVi essentially like enough rope to hang themselves, as it were, as the old saying goes, right? You kind of say like, yeah, we'll take down the first man, and we already know what you're planning to do once that happened. And they exploit on the back of it. You know, NaVi Jr., they've got this investment, but once more, the money's in a really rough spot, and Big Omen Academy, you know, one away from breaking the bank accounts of NaVi Jr. That would put them well on the road to just winning this game without ever even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I think they might already be, you know, eyeing up that road. I love these buddy setups in this round. 2 players top mid, one was anti-flash, one was AWPing the cover, 2 under, one again anti-flash, making sure that NaVi don't make any plays in this round. Now, at the minute mark, you start to take middle, and NaVi are losing information. On Care tries to grab some space through connector, and he's put down by Aqua. Does not go well for him. That's not the start that NaVi wanted nor needed. mouz might have to be the man to turn this around, and as that smoke fades, there's potential for a kill. He does get it. Goodbye to Aqua. Whoa, watch out from lower, though. He can't get away with his life. Nick grabs that. And again, it sits in the favor of Big. 4-on-3, grabbing the bomb, regrouping back on A. These executes have been frequent, as said. And PrimeTaps has already been up deep in the Palace with a lot of control. So why not commit here? And good for Big. There's only one NaVi player in position. B's getting faked right now. Nick has sold it completely. 2 CTs strangled on the wrong side of the map. And now the penny starts to drop. But is it too late?
Yeah, Pogolov's only just getting back into position. You needed something big out of him there.
That could have won the round.
Yeah, it really could have, but you know, that's the fine hairs you're splitting in this game.
Uh-oh.
Flash sees Senix dead in CT. And for Fear, there's a kit to be picked up, but he just dies, man. Glaved rings him out. 15 on the board for Big Omen Academy. And for NaVi Jr., you know, we kind of went into that round being doomsayers a little bit, trying to read into the prophecy of their money. They are broken heading into this last round, or what could be the last round of the game. And they don't really have a lot to put a stop to this Big Omen Academy and the steam that they've picked up over the series. So yeah, look, man, you got 1 M4 in play on Fear, and an AUG on mouz, SMGs, and a scout on the rest of the gang.
Yeah, desperate times, man. They call for desperate measures. Only 1 round in the second half for NaVi right now. It doesn't help that the pistol, the force. Next thing you know, that's 3 conversions. You may win the first gun round, but if you can't double down, this is where we're left. A very dominant map here from Big. And, you know, a team that I wasn't really thinking about all too much as far as some of the rosters in this tournament were concerned has now risen up the ranks, in my mind at least, and I'm sure in the mind of many others. This has been a really, really well-fought battle from Big. Strong individuals, nice game plan from Lapex. And as we know, a really, really good org with support staff behind them. You know, on both these examples, both these teams definitely, but yeah, Big definitely have to be noted for that as well. We know how well they treat their main team, you know, passing tabs and bowls of strawberries in between every round. Sometimes raspberries.
Big Berry fans.
Yeah, can't blame him. He ain't got time to pick them from the bush himself, Harry. And so here we go. Is this it for Big Omen Academy? Are they ready to close the first map for them, at least in this tournament?
Yeah, I'm so surprised with what we've gotten out of them, and it's a happy surprise. It really is, man. Like, oh yeah, that's the AUG clashing with this AWP. 96 damage done, but the killing blow goes in favor of the Big Omen Academy. Bro, like, look at it. It's so grimy. They're even going back, clearing mid, paranoid that someone could have pushed while all this was happening. And now they're grouping back up towards A when they see that middle is clear. They know that no one's making an info play. The one guy who was making an information play is dead and out of the round, and you've seen no one else pushing anywhere else. You've got all your bases covered. You've got a man advantage, and now just this A play left to finish off this game.
Yeah, just collapsing upon Pogolov. He's stuck on the balcony, can't even get his gun out after the smoke on their Molotov. Another annoying execute to deal with. NaVi have just got to give up the bomb site. They've got to play retake, but you might be losing hope, might be losing faith. There's no kit, there's one flash, and there's two more opponents than you have friends. Coming in through CT, we've even got a flank from Aqua. Cynic's going to start to move in, and Aqua might be here to put the knife in the back. Oh, quite literally as well. Swaps to the rifle. They line up, and he's here to close it. Goodbye, NaVi Jr. Done so in this one, 16-6. It's going to be Big Omen Academy taking their first W here at the WePlay Academy League. Well played.